kind of guy. At least you have that mentality.
Yeah.
Of course, you bring gifts all the time. You
Sure.
always take care of people because you just never know. First, it's the right thing to do, right?
Totally.
But it builds a network. But then you just never know when you need a favor.
Totally.
Never know.
Oh, for sure. Now you always got to bring. I mean, I was brought up. My mom was always making like casseroles or like bringing bottles of wine. Just like always giving. Always being on the side of giving. Especially if you're blessed to be on the side of giving, you got to be on giving.
You got to be able to give.
And you're right. You always pull in a favor or two.
But it's even more powerful when somebody doesn't have very much and they give.
Oh, for sure.
Right. I was in a race once, and I was sick as I had dysentery and Giardia. I lost.
What is that?
Stuff that used to kill people 50 years ago, 80 years ago, right?
Oh gosh, wow.
And I'm dying, literally, and I'm in Fiji, but I'm in the villages, and there's no way out. And this village that maybe has like $1 a month or whatever. They turned on their generator. They got like their local little witch doctor in.
Wow.
It cost them like $2, which was a big deal.
A lot. Yeah.
And all I remember, because it was all blurry and I was seeing things, I was so out of it. I lost 32 pounds in 8 days. Okay.
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden you gained in Wall Street. You lost there.
Like
pounds.
that.
Yeah.
32 pounds in 8
Wow.
days. I was so sick.
That's insane.
And I saw on the wall something about rugby. Okay. I don't know much about rugby.
Yeah.
But when I recovered, I said, what is it? And they said, oh, we play rugby sevens, but we don't have shoes. I came back to New York. I didn't forget, because a lot of us forget when people do good things for us.
Right.
I came back to New York, and I said, find me, like, who's the rugby distributor? Who makes all this stuff, right? I don't know what size shoes to get. I said,
Totally.
Get me a box of like 20, 30 pairs of shoes, 20, 30 jerseys, all the equipment, balls, the whole thing. It cost me like $1,800 of stuff. Send it to Fiji. There's another like $2,000 to ship
triple the amount of it would actually cost, right?
Oh, and it's in the jungle.
Wow.
Do you know how long it took to get there? UPS? A year.
What?
It took a year. There were no roads. There's no way.
They literally had to get a carrier to come and bring it down and tie it on.
I got a message. The village sent a message to the city of Suva a year later.
Yeah.
Just want you to know, Mr. Joe, they received.
Oh, man.
It was awesome.
It would have been funny if the guys were like, yo, this is great, but it's actually like, it's out of date.
It's out of date.
Like, we want the new stuff. We want the new Nikes.
Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't send food.
That's amazing. That's incredible. That's a really great point. I just had on my podcast a guy named Svi. He runs a nonprofit that helps Amudim, which is helps people with addiction and different types of like struggles. And he says like how right after they're done like helping them out, people just forget them. They don't want to they want to forget that period of time, but also people just forget. People forget the kindness and the way you showed up in life. It's like, all right, that door's closed, moving on. So it's really cool to be able to like tie it back.
You got to remember, and I really pay attention. I'm always intrigued when somebody has less and they give more. It's easy for somebody with a lot of stuff to give.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Which, I mean...
But people with a lot of stuff, they have to give their time.
Time, right.
They have to give their time.
And that is ultimately the most valuable thing you do.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I know you're a busy man and you're rolling through New York City and you live out in Vermont, so you're doing a lot of meetings. I'm grateful for you to be here on the podcast.
Problem. I'm grateful
This is huge. I think we're already rolling. I think we're guys going on, so we're already deep in it. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. If you've made it this far, Mayor K here, the Great Day Podcast. I'm sitting with my new friend here, Joe Sena. Pump It, Explode It, talk about it, #awesome. Joe is the founder, CEO, all the great titles of the Spartan universe, Galaxies, all the fun stuff, the Death Race. Check it all out. This guy's an incredible human being, in body, mind, spirit. I was reading one of your quotes, and you were saying like, if I could like if I could like just impact people to go to sleep 8 p.m. at night, wake up 5 a.m. and do burpees, I'll be happy. And there I was reading this. It was 1 a.m. I just had a bunch of takeout. I'm like doing some extra research on you for this podcast. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like the total opposite of this guy.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. No, you shouldn't be up. There's nothing good that happens after 11 p.m.
Right. Barney says 2 a.m., but I hear you. Pull it back. You know.
Pull it back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
Well, is that something that you've just able to, bring down into fruition, in past your 30s, 40s? Because we're young, living the city life. It's hard to, you got social life takes place after 10 p.m. You know
listen, we have 2 young boys, 2 young girls. We have 4 children. We're blessed. And there's going to be a moment in time where they want to, just like you and I did, they want to get out there and they want to go to nightclubs and they want to do all that stuff and find soulmates and right.
Sure.
But I was really fortunate. I don't know if it's in the neighborhood I grew up in. There was a lot of organized crime, and it was around the time.
It's back in Queens.
In Queens,
yeah.
And there was a time when the Godfather, the movie, was a pretty popular movie, And for whatever reason, as a child, you don't know what sentence, what person, what event is going to really impact them and teach them. But for me, it was those things, as bizarre as it sounds. It was the fact that Marlon Brando in The Godfather and De Niro, they just seemed disciplined, really disciplined.
Yeah.
And so I always just wanted to be that. I didn't want to be drunk. I didn't want to ever do drugs because Marlon Brando says in the movie, you know, we don't touch that stuff.
Right. True.
And it impacted me.
Yeah.
And so
another valuable thing he says in the party in the movies, just, you know, paraphrasing, but something about like a man's not a man if he doesn't spend time with his family.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I was always trying to measure up. Am I tough enough? Am I disciplined enough? Am I committed enough? And I guess I learned early on, you know, we as human beings, our number one motivator is to avoid discomfort. And so being committed and going to bed early and doing those are things that are hard to do. We're avoiding that subconsciously because they hurt. That's what kept us alive on this planet. Avoid danger. Avoid things that make you uncomfortable. Stay away from lions, right? And so you don't even know it. If in the morning you get up early and you start doing burpees, your mind may say and trick you, oh, you got to check your email. You don't have to check your email.
Yeah.
You just don't want to do the burpees.
Right.
You don't even know that that's happening, right? And it could be you're studying math or a new language, whatever it is, or going to talk to a girl that's making you uncomfortable. Oh, I got to go do this other thing, right?
Right.
And so what I did very early on, and I think anybody listening, anybody watching needs to do, is I made the outcome more uncomfortable. So in other words, if I didn't do the burpees, I was more uncomfortable. So that kept me on track to get them done. If I didn't go to bed early, I was more uncomfortable. And so if you could flip that.
And how do you do that? How did you train yourself that?
Yeah, you know, I just, I'm fortunate, and not a lot of people, at least people tell me that they don't know what it feels like to be at high performance. Like, you know when everything's like you're healthy,
golden,
and everything's working, and the deals are going through.
You're in the pocket.
You're in the pocket, right? And so I know what that feels like. And so I just made mental checks of like, holy shit, I feel really good. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I went to bed early. Right?
Right.
And you reinforce it. You pat yourself on the back. You make them habits. And then you also make note of those times when you don't feel perfect. Yeah. Well, what did I do? Oh, I went to bed late. I ate shit food. Right? I woke up late.
Yeah.
And you make sure you talk about that too to people. You don't just internalize. You talk about it.
Right. Put it out there.
Put it out there. And then the other one is you got to have something on the calendar. That's what I love, whether it's Spartan or a marathon or a 10K, a 5K, a turkey trot, a jiu-jitsu tournament. Doesn't matter. You got to put something on the calendar that forces action. Because and the reason, some people might say, oh, I don't need that. I just go to the gym. Oh, really? If human beings didn't need that, we wouldn't need professors at school. The students would just go in by themselves.
Sure.
They would sit down. They would study themselves. They would hand everything in on time. No, human beings don't do that.
No, we need.
They want to avoid discomfort.
Were you a good student? Were you disciplined in that sense?
I was an amazing college student. I was a terrible everything else student.
Okay, so you just took time to develop to catch up to.
No, I because I grew up in the neighborhood, right, and I had no intention of ever going to college. School wasn't important to me.
Yeah.
Jail. It's going to sound worse than it really was. It's a nice neighborhood, but jail was almost a given outcome because anybody that went away to quote unquote college, they called it college.
Right. I've seen enough gangster films to like realize that.
Yeah, you had them. That's what you had to do. You had to earn your stripes, make your bones, right? So college was not on the list. Nobody talked to me about it. Like most families, normal families, they talk about the colleges. They bring you there. I didn't know anything. Because my parents got divorced, my mother moves out of the neighborhood, brings me to Ithaca, New York, where Cornell happens to reside. My friend said to me, my friend's dad was a professor. I was graduating high school. My grades were like, I'm a BC student at best. SAT scores average at best.
Yeah. No
intention of going to school. We're 4 months from graduating. I'm going back to Queens to be around what I want to be around.
What you know.
What I know.
With, yeah.
get away from my mom, who's into yoga, meditation, health food. And my friend says, why don't we go to Cornell? How the f*** are we going to go to Cornell? He says, my dad's a professor. He'll get us in.
All right.
So I said, oh, okay, that makes sense, because where I come from, you got a guy, right?
Right, you got an inside man.
We got a guy. So I do the interview, and they say, great interview, but grade's not good enough, denied. And that's all I had to hear.
Wow.
Because once I heard I was out, I want in. I want in on this thing. You're telling me I'm not good enough?
The reverse psychology 101.
It worked. It worked on a young boy. So I figured out a back door. I started taking 3 classes. Everybody's allowed to take 3 classes, 9 credits. Matriculated students are taking 15 credits, 5 classes. You could do 3. Doesn't count towards anything because you're not matriculated. But if you do the 3, my friend said, we do the 3 and we kick. They gotta let us in.
Right.
Right? My father said they gotta let us in.
He got your back. You do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did it.
Wow.
Didn't let us in.
What? Oh man.
So then I said, all right, I'll do it again.
Really? You didn't give up then?
Didn't give up. A little broken. Did it again. Didn't let us in. He diverts. He quits. He goes to UNLV. He goes out to Vegas. I stay. I go for a 3rd round. Now I'm falling behind because if I do get accepted, I'm short credits because everybody else is doing 5 classes. I'm only doing 3. Right. 3rd time around, no go. 4th time, they broke me. I'm packing it in. This is not for me. Clearly, I'm not a college kid. And I tell my mom, I'm going back to New York. I'm going to move in with my dad. I'm going to run my business. I got this business in Queens.
Was this the pool business?
Pool business. And my mom says, wait a minute. I teach yoga. Go talk to this woman, the student in my yoga class. My mom doesn't know anybody, but okay, I'll do it out of respect for my mom. I sit down with this woman, Professor Anita Racine. Never forget her. Wow. Sits me down. Very good grades. I see you've been going extramural. I see you want to go to Cornell. Do you know anything about textiles? I said, I don't know much about textiles. Well, I have 90 women in this textile department, and we're looking to recruit some men. I said, I love textiles.
Love it. Big passion.
Love textiles.
There you go.
And so she accepted me into her program, and I studied women's hemlines and design. The rest.
That's incredible. So do you have a big say in when it comes to this merch and swag of Spartan? Do
yes,
you
I'm the guy.
You're the guy. You do it all.
Yeah,
you do it all.
This
sets you up for later in life.
So graduated, and Ivy League, studied dresses. But
beautiful, man.
But I got it done.
That's it. Wow, that's fascinating. We did touch on a few points which I really want to just briefly touch on because I think that they're really inspirational, especially for me when I was reading them about your young hustle, like the hustle that you had when you were just in your teens, high school. We touched on you went through a few which are well known, right? You had a t-shirt business that you were rocking out. Yeah. You did you were selling fireworks, which is pretty baller right there. I mean, back then what was I selling back in school? I was maybe doing some Coke, some snacks between breaks, but like fireworks, that's pretty amazing. And then of course you moved into the pool business, which you eventually sold out for like $500,000. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So I mean, and then comes like you went into Wall Street and whatnot. And I wonder because, and I mean this is all with respect, like you had it feels like, right, you went into after, I mean maybe if I'm skipping something, but you went into Wall Street, you did pretty well on Wall Street, gained a couple of pounds, didn't really feed your soul. But you had this cushion. You're doing okay there, and then you went on to do your passion. What about the people who don't have that cushion to fall back on? I feel like, in a way, you did.
I didn't have. No? Well, in the very beginning, you have to build a cushion.
Yeah.
You got to build a cushion. You got to. First of all, anybody successful will help anybody out there that is looking for help. If you're going to hustle, if you listen to them, if you show up on time. I had a friend 2 weeks ago. I need help with this thing. Whatever. I said, great. Meet me 5 a.m. I happen to have a camera there. We'll shoot a video for you. 5 a.m. comes. Nobody. I'm there.
Yeah.
Camera person's there.
He's not there.
So most people talk about. So my point is, if you're destitute, but you got the hustle inside of you, and you really want to get something done, find somebody around you that is successful. Tell them you're willing to do anything. You're willing to work for free. You'll show up an hour early. You'll stay an hour later. Whatever it is, believe me, there's a shortage of people that get after it. And so if you're a successful person, you're clearly a successful person. Somebody showed up and knocked on your door and said, I'm going to help you with this podcast. I'm going to clean the microphones.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean the apartment. I'll be here now. You're going to say no?
Oh,
You'll do anything.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
absolutely.
There's no shortage of successful. There's a shortage of people that want to get after it.
Totally. This is true. This is true. How has your success, we're throwing the word success a lot around the podcast, and it's used a lot in this day and age. How did the word success, or what you define success, change from your 20s to your 40s and where you find yourself today?
Yeah, I mean, it's Maslow's hierarchy, right? So it's water, food, shelter, and you're working up to a place that's self-actualization. But when you're at the bottom, and I just want to get ahead, and I just want to put some money in the bank, and I would like to buy a house someday, success was like, can I make $1,000 a week, right? Mm-hmm. Then can I make $10,000 a week? Yeah. Then can I make $10,000 a day, right? And then I just want 10 million in the bank, right? Like, and so it moves. You got to be careful of that,
right? Because
it'll move on you. It'll get to a place you could never catch. But my dad said, don't live outside the box. So
don't live outside the box.
Don't live outside the box. So whatever you're making, we have a tendency to start spending and have aspirations way outside. Tony Robbins might disagree with what I'm saying here because a lot of people say stretch yourself and spend and live so far outside that it forces you to work hard.
Right.
But I don't know. My dad was a believer in the opposite, which was because he saw a lot of people, including himself, get over-levered. Mm-hmm. And go bust. Right. Now we haven't seen that cycle in a while here, but back in 2008, right? Like, it gets ugly. It gets ugly.
Yeah,
so
totally.
So if you're making $1,000 a week, don't live like you're making $3,000 a week.
For sure.
That right?
Totally.
And by the way, it goes back to your question of cushion. If you're making $1,000 a week, live like you're making $100 a week. Put 900 away.
Right. Save it. Yeah, totally. I mean, for me personally, I mean that's actually a very logical way of looking at it, having and simple goals. I want $1,000 a week, $10,000 or whatever it is, and that number for you. But what do you have to say about when there's that aspect of money, but people also wanting to find that fulfillment? Because usually money does not lead to that fulfillment.
But I didn't. Although I should have known it because my mother was way ahead of all the podcasts and the books and the yogis.
In what sense?
In the 70s, in the early 70s, she was pushing all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Money's not important. I mean, she was way ahead.
She was living the truth.
Way ahead. But she was considered a nutcase, even from my perspective. But the question is, what about finding purpose as opposed to chasing money? My point is, when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay, you guys listening and watching could Google it and look it up. At first, I just need water, food. I just need some basic things. So I can't even get to this place where it's like, oh, I want to be meditating and I want to be have gratitude. I just want to make some money. I want to eat.
Right.
Right.
Let's put some bread on the table.
Yeah. And then you've got privilege to get to a point where you could do some of these other things.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you keep in your pocket?
Oh, I just so this is what I was doing one in the morning. I just pulled out a piece of paper with some bullet points of like some things I wanted to cover with you.
He's got a little piece of
I
paper.
done my research. You know what I'm saying? It's not every day. You got Joe sitting on the couch.
When I met my wife,
do you want to run? Do you want to see anything stick out at you? I mean, I don't know. You could look at the bullets. Let me see
this piece of paper.
I was gonna
Let me see this rap sheet that you got on me.
Busted right here.
All right.
This is your life on a piece of paper. Right
True
here.
or false? In 1 year, the Sena completed 50. Yeah. All right. 696-pound man.
Yeah, those are just little notes like they cut to because talking about because I was actually looking out for Leo. I don't see Leo in the house. Where's Leo at?
Today, I gotta be honest.
Okay.
And I'm ashamed to say.
I'm gonna put you accountable for that.
I know. I left my house at 3:45 a.m. And
for those who don't know who Leo is, maybe get some context.
All right. So for those, actually, it's tied to this point right here.
Okay.
So
you left your house.
Before I get into my left, so
okay. Whose podcast is this? That's the Joe way. I'm taking over, boys.
I'm sorry.
No, do it.
I'm going to start asking you questions. Let me pull out my piece of paper.
Oh, man, it's a coup, man.
So I get tipped off that there was a 96-pound guy at one of our races. And he did it. It took him 7 hours, took everybody else an hour. I was like, get him on the phone. Because I was thinking, I remember Jared, Subway Jared, who had some issues since, but we need somebody like that. I want to help them lose weight. Call him up. I said, listen, I got this farm up in Vermont. Obviously we got Spartan because you just did one. Congratulations. I want to move you to the farm. I'm going to take your keys. I'm going to take your wallet. I'm going to help you lose a bunch of weight. Find out from your employer who's working for Comcast if they'll allow it. He calls me back. I'm in. He comes up. I take his keys, take his wallet. We start filming it. We actually documented it. We get him down to 265 pounds.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
He was losing 3-4 pounds a day. It was unbelievable. But he was working. I'm doing 10 miles every morning, 10 miles every night. He was only eating raw fruits and vegetables.
Oh, my
and
Wow.
one of the ways to motivate him was I said, as you lose weight, I'll carry weight. So I got to a point where I was carrying around a 100-pound sandbag.
Wow.
So at the end of this journey, I got this 100-pound sandbag I'm carrying around. It's filled with metal BBs. It's a nightmare. I decide that we're going to move our family to Asia. Right at the end of this guy's journey on the farm. We're going to keep the farm, but we're going to move to Asia just for a short stint.
Just for fun, or you had some business?
I want the kids to learn Mandarin. I want them to have the experience. I think it's cool for us.
Yeah.
And we got to build Spartan.
Amazing.
And
This was Japan or this was Singapore?
So we're going to Singapore first.
Yeah.
So I get there. On the way there, they take my sandbag, my 100-pound sandbag. They won't run it through the
security?
through security. So I lose my sandbag. When I land, I feel like I need something to carry still. So I said to my wife,
the baggage of your childhood wasn't enough?
the baggage of my childhood wasn't enough.
Okay.
I said, call Amazon, or go on Amazon, order me a 20-pound kettlebell. That'll be my new thing. That'll be my shtick. I'm not gonna. It's ridiculous, 100%. It's not sustainable.
Right.
Anyway, 20 kg kettlebell shows up, which is like 44 pounds.
Right.
And I was a little annoyed because I was like, I really don't want to carry on a 44-pound kettlebell. But the Spartan guy can't return. What if the Amazon people know me and I'm returning this kettlebell? I'm going to be like a wimp, right? So I keep the kettlebell and it just becomes a thing and I start carrying it around. So this morning, I'm leaving my house, 3:45 a.m. because I'm no longer flying. Do not fly. If anybody's listening, do not fly Boston, New York, or New York, Boston. It's always delayed. It's always a nightmare. So I decided to take the train. But in order to take the train, I got to leave my house at 3:45 a.m. to get on a 5:05 train. I walked out of the house, no excuses. I forgot the fucking kettlebell. And the reason it's a big deal is because I'm here on a podcast, right? And I look like an idiot.
I called you out on it, man.
I know.
I was thinking about like letting with grace, but I feel like, but man, like you can handle the accountability.
I can handle
it's important.
it.
It's
I can
important.
handle it. Listen.
Yeah, it's
I own
amazing.
it. I own it.
And the idea behind it, obviously carrying it as well as I think one of your quotes, if I may let me know. But it's like the road to happiness begins with misery.
That's right.
All right. So like,
but it's not only that. You're gonna love this. In carrying this thing around for 4 or 5 years now, all over the world, all across countries, putting it on planes, losing it on airlines, having to get a new one, getting an ancient one from Sparta. I mean, there's an unbelievable story.
We're talking about
I got
OG
an
Sparta?
ancient kettlebell from Sparta. Unbelievable. John's seen it. They lost it in Madrid.
No.
Cracked it. But anyway.
It's an artifact. I can't believe that. It's nuts.
In this whole journey, never, ever, ever met anybody that carries a kettlebell. I'm the only guy. They say it to me in the airport. Never seen anything like this, right? It's a little bizarre. A week ago, there's a guy carrying a bowling ball. He's got a bowling ball bag, carries a bowling ball. Guess what he did? He lost 80 pounds carrying around the bowling ball.
Just by carrying?
Just carrying the bowling ball.
What?
He said it's a nightmare. Everything I say about the kettlebell, he says about the bowling ball.
Right.
So I am not crazy.
You're not crazy.
I'm not crazy. There is somebody else in the world that has figured out the genius of carrying around something heavy.
Your balls should meet. I mean, like you guys should. I mean, we know what I mean. But that's wild. I mean, that's a trend right there.
Let me see what else I want to ask myself.
Joe right now is holding my
is
paper of
questions. Is there something you tried but have yet to succeed at? I mean, I fail 49% of the time.
49.
I just got to win 51% of the time.
Got that, and to keep you going. But is there something specific in your life is that you did not, that you started and just you didn't?
Vermont has been a difficult business journey. Vermont, we started a wedding business up there. We've got races up there. We've got a farm, a bed and breakfast, a general store, and it's hard.
It's hard out there.
It's hard up there.
Is it because of the just the solitude, the quietness? I mean, do you miss the city life? Do you enjoy?
Oh, no. I love being up there. That's not the hard part. The hard part is to make money up there. And a couple of reasons why. One is I a little bit, and I'll explain that. Two is there's no people up there.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. No
and
business.
3 is most people move to Vermont because they're looking to wind down, not speed up.
Right. Okay.
So
So-
not the perfect environment to crush it in business. However, you look at a Green Mountain Coffee, Burton Snowboard. I mean, there's some big companies that came out of Vermont. So maybe I picked the wrong industry. Maybe I picked the wrong pocket in Vermont. Plus, I came in like a bull in a china shop in Vermont. Small town stuff. You can't come in and just kind of.
Do you have some people you have to
You gotta
apologize to?
You gotta drink coffee with people in the morning.
Do you want to do that now to those people listening in Vermont? We have a strong following out of Vermont. They love us there. They love us there.
You got a big following, a lot of cows.
Yeah.
Listening in the morning.
Come on, Mayor. Say it how it is. All right, but fair enough. So you went out there, so you just messed up. Okay, but fair. I mean, it's cool that you're able to reflect that, own that, see that. Do the kids go to school up there? Are your family living there like full time?
Well, so then we went to Singapore.
Right. I spent 2 years in Singapore.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I know
It's fantastic, right?
Love that. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
10 years ago. It was
Organized.
incredible. Beautiful.
Clean.
Oh my God. The infrastructure is
Hot.
insane. Oh, it's
Fantastic.
2 hours away. You're in Thailand. You're in Bali.
It's unbelievable.
It's the best. For a weekend, you're in and out.
You and I get it.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, totally.
And by the way, the most genius thing they did, you might not be old enough, was years ago they had caned a kid for like spitting, graffitiing or that whacked them with a cane.
Oh, the cane. Yeah,
Remember
for
the cane?
sure. Totally. Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I think Bill Clinton had to get involved with that. Like they had to on his behalf.
Exactly. But I think it was
hang him.
genius because what it did was it said, no around anymore
Oh
in Singapore.
yeah, that was the whole idea. Because I mean, why is a law out in Singapore you can't spit? Like, why would you get fined or even jailed?
Right.
It's because the mentality. A lot of people are coming in from like mainland Asia or India, where it's just very normal to spit. So they
Spitting
had to just
everywhere.
say, you're gonna die or not. And okay, it landed. We're not
Right.
gonna spit anymore.
Yeah, so Singapore, then we went to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Amazing. Tokyo's amazing. It's like the
It's
Germans of Asia.
Times Square on speed.
Yeah.
Just like everything just moving fast and the crazy
Yeah.
lights. Yeah.
And then we went to Vancouver. And we lived in Vancouver for a year, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back, and now I'm in Boston, actually. We go back and forth to the farm, but I'm living in Boston because that's where the headquarters are.
I mean, I'm sure a big part of your life is routine. How do you find that if you're just moving around so much?
Well, the core to my existence and happiness is waking up early, drinking a couple of big glasses of water, room temperature, doing my workout, making sure I break a sweat, right? Taking an ice cold shower.
Ice cold shower.
Matter of fact, I heard today, my wife said they put in a giant heater inside the sauna because I want it even hotter. So,
Really?
so, yeah. I got
Wow.
a $1,400 heater installed inside an already existing sauna, so it's going to be like
Oh,
gonna be like-
boiling.
it's gonna be fantastic.
Schwitzing.
Yeah.
Hashtag. I mean, the idea is for just to keep on putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, just time and time again.
Well, there's science behind it too. I mean, the skin is the largest organ, so it's good to sweat and get those toxins out, right? During the night when you're sleeping, you're basically performing dialysis. Your blood is being filtered, just like a pool filters the water. And so getting up in the morning, just slamming 2 warm room temperature glasses of water is kind of if you backwash a pool filter to clean that filter, that's what you're doing to your body. Exercising in the morning, oh my God, it releases a whole drugstore full of chemicals in your brain.
Right.
So yes, it's hard. And then little things add up. So I get a little momentum going in the morning. It's like pat myself on the back. I crushed this, I crushed that, I crushed the next thing. And you just kind of roll through your day.
Right.
Right?
Amazing. So if someone had to choose right now a routine, where would they start? I mean, taking on all those 4 items that you mentioned.
First off,
Or is that me already making excuses?
I'll get back to that. But first off, if you can't wake up early,
What do you define early? Is that 5? Is that 6 a.m.?
what time are most people in work?
9 to 5, right? Classic.
Most people are in 9. How
Yeah.
long does it take? What's the average commute?
Commute an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay,
And me in New York?
so now you're leaving your house 7:45. You probably want to spend a little time to get organized. So now it's 7, right? You may have a family there. You got to eat breakfast. So now it's 6. You better be up by 5. You better be up by 5,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Just to make that work.
Yeah.
Just to be in work by 9.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You gotta be at 5.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna wake up at 8:30? You're in a scramble because you're up till 1 in the morning. You were listening to your podcast.
I was
You're
doing research on you, Joe. All right.
Eating Doritos,
Yeah.
and you got up at 8:30 and you rushed to work, and your boss notices that you're around and you're sleepwalking. Like, then what happens? Then you're pissed off because you had a day, because you woke up late, and you go drinking with the boys because you had a bad day. Then what happens? Then your wife's pissed off because because you didn't come home because you're drinking with the guys.
The cycle.
It's a cycle.
Continues. Yeah, the cycle
So
continues.
straight off a cliff.
Break
So
it down.
you better wake up at 5 a.m. is the answer.
Was there a pivotal moment? Like, are you always catching yourself, being rigorous, honest with yourself? Do you find yourself catching, like, okay, I could tweak something here, or do you find?
I like the word anticipating. I just was teaching my kids yesterday. I want to start using this word more in the house. Are you anticipating? Right? Are you always 2 or 3 steps ahead? Now, a lot of people might respond to me and say, well, do you stop and smell the roses? Okay, well, who's fertilizing the roses? Who's trimming the roses? Right? Who's watering the roses? If everybody's smelling the roses, there'd be no roses.
Right.
So some of us have to be anticipating and doing the work.
Right.
So I have had, first of all, I seem happy, right? I'm a pretty happy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a poker face, so you might not tell.
Totally. For sure. And I see
Right,
that, but it's awesome. And I mean,
But I'm happy.
You're happy.
And I'm happy when I work hard. I'm happy when I'm efficient. I'm happy when I'm ahead of. Because we go back to what you and I were saying earlier, which is when we go off the rails, and we didn't get up early, and we didn't get organized, and it leads to a couple of mishaps during the day, that creates a cycle that creates some really bad things.
But talk to me for a second, because like, I love it. The anticipation,
Yeah.
the you have the rituals. You're feeling strong. You're in the pocket. But the fact is, life. And I speak for myself. I tend to beat myself up a lot, right? I could get caught in my cycle of like talking down on myself or getting upset at myself if I miss something. And how, if you ever find yourself, and I feel like you would, because you're part of the human condition, is like you're in that gunk. You're in that, whether because you woke up in a bad mood or something didn't work out as well, and you're just find yourself in maybe a darker place in your head.
30 burpees.
Boom. Just
Boom.
like
30 burpees.
just do 30 burpees.
30 burpees. So whenever you get in your head, you got something negative going on, or get a kettlebell or cold shower.
Just
Changes everything right there. Boom.
Just stop, drop,
Stop.
and
Go.
Wow. Interesting. Don't marinate in those
Don't
ideas.
marinate. Don't marinate in it. Nope.
That's so interesting.
30 burpees.
I never even thought of to do that. It's just,
Yeah, don't forget. This is really important for the viewers and the listeners. Okay, the brain lives inside the body. Lives inside the body.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine. Remember those old science classes where there was a brain in a jar?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Imagine a brain in a jar where the liquid is like murky and black because you're not taking care of, right? Like our body's mostly water.
Yeah.
So what I'm suggesting is move the water around, move stuff around. If you have a swimming pool that the pump is not running and the filter is not clean, and you're sticking French fries and soda and coffee in there every day, and you're staying up late and you're waking up late, and of course you're going to be marinating on some negative thoughts.
Right. right.
Right?
Surprise. Yeah.
So knock out some burpees, jumpstart the pump, blow out the filter.
Boom.
You're going to be happy to, aren't you a lot happier swimming in a clean pool?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, even drink a little, like
You
gargle.
might even drink a little.
Yeah.
Right. Sun's out.
Feeling like $1 million. That's right. Feeling good about yourself. That's a really great, to shock the system.
Shock the
Just
system.
do whatever you've been doing. Obviously,
Shock
has not
the
been
system.
working, so mix it up.
I had 700 swimming pools I took care of.
Wow.
I looked at them as human bodies. I don't know why. I'm a wacky person, but right, a swimming pool is 20,000 gallons of water. A human body is like 13 gallons of water. Pump and filter, just like the human body, lungs, heart, etc. And just got to keep it clean.
So there's that aspect to it. Do you have on the physical? You're dominating. You're dominating on that. How do you take care of the mental aspect? Are you meditating? Do you consider yourself enlightened? Are you?
What's wrong with my mental aspect?
No, your mental aspect is fantastic. What I mean is maybe
you're
rephrase the question.
downplaying my mental aspect. I
am downplaying your mental. Yeah. No, you're a beast, because to get through
Joe,
what
you're
doing
okay
is,
physically, but you got issues with your mind. What's my problem?
I didn't phrase the question properly, and I appreciate you throwing it back at me. What I mean is that we're talking a lot about like physical activity. Cold showers, burpees, physical. How do you feed?
You want to work on your because I hear this a lot, and there's a misconception.
Okay.
You want to work on your mental game?
Yes.
You're listening, you're watching. You want to work on your mental game? Go for a long run without money. Like 10, 15, 20, 30 miles. You'll have a lot of time to think. A lot of time to think. You got no money. You got no phone. Just go out and run and get to know yourself, okay? Sitting in a room, it's okay. Sit in a yoga style, do a little meditation, put on Headspace, whatever that is, okay? Go for a run.
What'd mom say about that?
Mom would be upset with me.
Yeah.
But she's not alive anymore.
Okay.
But go for a run.
Yeah.
Or a walk.
Right. No.
Put on a heavy backpack. Go in the stairwell. All I'm saying is, if you really want to clear your mind and you really want to do some mental work, it requires the physical body moving. My opinion. Now, I will tell you the other side of it. It would be really hard for me to sit still for 2 hours in a quiet room. That would be a real tough challenge for me, and something I should take on.
But you found what works, and that's definitely, and I could attest to that. Like, I started getting into training for a marathon, and just going on those long runs and being consistent about it, waking up early and doing it. It was so therapeutic for my way.
But it's not just your body that's working.
Oh no,
your mind is at work.
Truly.
You start to build calluses on the brain out there.
Right? Oh, absolutely. For
I'm
sure.
done. I can't go anymore.
You keep going. You just keep going. One more step, one more mile, half a mile, and you look back and you see, oh my gosh, I've gone this far. And my belief system, whatever I believed in, just crumbles to the ground, and it makes you wonder, what else do I believe in that isn't necessarily true?
Exactly.
Let me explore that.
My mom did 30 days of fasting with a 30-day meditation. Wow. She was fasting for 30 days while she was meditating in a room. Wow. I mean, she became a frail version of herself. It was dangerous. It's crazy, but
what was the purpose of it? Just to let go of physical?
It's a great let go. Her sister was dying of cancer, and so this was like a sacrifice or whatever she was doing for that. But didn't work for either of them. But pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
For 30 days and not eat. Yeah.
Wow, that's really special.
But by the way, even when you hear that, and you're like, oh my God, that's pretty tough, 30 days. You know how many people are in solitary confinement for there's some real going on out there, right?
This is very true. I think maybe the difference is that like maybe with mom is like literally choosing that.
She chose it.
She's choosing it instead of being forced to. I mean, not to downplay whatever they're going
through.
Kid
in Egypt. I was just reading about the kid in Egypt. He was in there 6 years. He just died. He was stuck in a jail. No, he was stuck in a jail for 6 years and try to get Trump's attention. He said he was going to go on a hunger strike. Died. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But I'm saying, so you're doing 6 years in Egypt. Your family's back here.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's very intense.
We have it. My point is, you get in a dark place in your mind. Stop.
Yeah,
you're not in Egypt.
Thanks for bringing that to the podcast as well. But that's fair enough. Everyone. That's true. So maybe to turn on a lighter note, being you are the founder of the Spartan universe, do you have a favorite line from the 300?
From the movie 300, my favorite line.
You have to read up the paper.
I know I didn't read it. My favorite line is Spartans, what is your profession?
Oh, that's a good one.
And for those that haven't seen the movie, there's a scene where Gerard Butler meets up with the Athenians. Yeah. And he's got his men. And the Athenians are so shocked because the Spartans only have, a handful of men. They were expecting a giant army. Yeah. And he's like, what are you talking about? What's your profession? Oh, I'm a potter. What's your profession? Oh, I'm a dentist. What's your profession? Oh, I'm a landscaper. Spartans, what is your profession? Aru. We kill people for a living.
Exactly. There's no word to describe it. Just I feel like that just comes from like the depth of one's being.
Well, you know what's awesome about Aru? When you think about hoorah, right?
Yeah.
So really, when you go back to ancient Sparta, and we have a race in ancient Sparta, which is amazing.
Is that what inspired you to name the Spartan?
Yeah. The whole philosophy, the word Spartan of being minimalist, of being disciplined, of being committed. But I don't know. You threw me off.
No, dude, no, you were saying
you threw me off. Give me my paper back.
I'll bring it back to you. You're saying when you. Oh man, I'm really. This is the key point.
More importantly, what are we gonna do with Israel? I want.
We're gonna get there. We're getting there. We're gonna build it. It's it's a journey. We can't just jump to the Israel part.
I grew up in Howard Beach.
No,
we did that already. Are we going backwards? What's my favorite quote?
No, yeah, you can share that. But what I was gonna say is we could go anywhere. You just took it. Whatever you want, Joe. We can talk about it. Well, let's talk about Spartan races for a second, all right?
Yeah.
Specifically, what goes into a Spartan race? Like what does
goes
that
into it?
what's that obstacle course look like and what
Well, envision a military-inspired obstacle course. So you're crawling under barbed wire, you're climbing over walls, you're climbing up rope, you're jumping over fire, you're running up and down mountains, you're extremely uncomfortable. It's everything you would expect the military to go through. 3 different distances, 3 miles, 8 miles, 13 miles. If you complete all 3 distances in a year, you earn the coveted trifecta. Why do we do that? Because to change habits, we don't want people one and done. We want people within every 3 or 4 months to have a date on the calendar that's forcing them to wake up early, forcing them to go to bed early, put down the glass of wine, put down the cookie. You know you got the race coming. You don't want to embarrass yourself and your friends. Right. You get this thing done. And if you do that, before you know it, your whole life has changed because for that year, you held these habits so that you could achieve
these
what
goals.
You wanted to achieve. Yeah.
Is the $1 million Euro prize still up for grabs?
Yeah, we got $1 million out there for anybody who could do all 3 championships and win them, male or female. And to date, nobody's won it. There's been a couple of people that I would say got close.
What? And those 3 are just doing the trifecta, like doing the
well, so
miles?
In addition to anybody being able to go to any race, there's 275 events around the world, 45 countries, right? So you can go any race and do this trifecta thing. But at the end of the year, they culminate in a world championship. And there's a trifecta of the world championships, which is 3 different distances. One in Sparta, Greece. One that was in Tahoe that's moving. Matter of fact, I might mention where it's moving to. I don't think we haven't announced where it's moving to yet. When does this get released?
We're going to release this for those who are listening. Hey, you're listening to this. It's going to be, I figure it's going to be released. I mean, we could move it around, but obviously the next.
All right,
so
nobody knows yet. It's going to be released. The race is moving to Abu Dhabi.
Whoa!
Yeah,
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Want to call the lawyers up? Make sure that's okay.
Nobody knows.
All right.
So one race in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
One race is in Sparta, Greece, and the third race I don't know where. The third one is a 100-miler, which was in Sweden last year.
100 miles.
But I think I'm gonna move it to the U.S. Yeah, it was like, don't call me, like 4. Hang on a second. 6. Each lap of 6 miles had about 30 obstacles, right? So it was about 400 obstacles.
In the 100 miles?
100 miles.
Come on,
400 obstacles.
What are you doing to us? What are you doing?
Listen, you're gonna have to push a little harder. No one cares. Work harder.
Reminds me of a sweater.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. Okay, so you're in a bunch of, how many countries you said? 45?
45 countries.
45 countries, and how many races?
275
And you have 7
events.
million people in this community of yours?
7 million people in the community.
So just talk to me, before we start thinking about I want to ask you about the future of the Spartan race. How does a guy from Queens, I mean, you're definitely an incredible individual who worked on himself throughout his whole life and continues to do so, which is inspiring. But how do you build such a community?
So at first you questioned my mental capacity because you were like, well, you're good physically. Now you're saying you don't seem like a guy that could build a business like this. You just keep taking shots at me.
Not at all. What I want the listener to hear is that everybody could build it. Oh, I'm just a guy. I'm just a person from this small little part of the world.
No, but you just do it.
Yeah.
I believe in this philosophy: fire, ready, aim.
Fire,
okay. What's the normal saying? I don't even know anymore.
Fire.
Aim, ready, fire.
Aim, ready, fire. Yeah.
Aim, ready, fire. But so think about that. You aim.
So you're just like shooting in the sky. Is shooting?
No, like you aim and you create analysis paralysis.
Right.
And hang on, I want to work on the business plan.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's going to work. I got to get a partner. I got to raise money. I say, I like the idea. We're doing it. Fire. And we shoot. And then we might have to make some adjustments after we fire.
Yeah.
Turn a little to the left. Turn a little to the right.
Right.
We learn in the marketplace. And so I just, we just launched this new thing called DECA, D-E-K-A. And it was 3 days. Boom. DECA. We're doing it.
DECA. Okay.
And it is an indoor event for a lot of people that'll never go do a Spartan race. Too scary for them. And this is a 500-meter run. And then they're going to do, let's say, rowing. 500-meter run, then a farmer's carry. 500-meter run. And so there's 10 events. It's based off an ancient fitness test. And we're gonna 45 countries like that.
Just pump it out.
Fire, ready, aim. You give me more tea, John. This guy's wearing my voice out over here.
Yes, man. How's that? I mean, I feel like by now you're a seasoned podcaster. I mean, I saw you're on Gary, you're on Tim, you're on all of them. I mean, like,
dude, this is like a 10-hour podcast. You're wearing me out.
That's it, man. Oh wow, you heard it here, guys. We're out Joe to Sena.
I don't even have my kettlebell.
Ow! This is your mental kettlebell right here. You know, you carry me around. Call me mayor. That's really amazing. So you are now looking to expand Spartan because 45 countries is not enough for you. Oh no, you want to have it in every place in the world.
Not only that, on other planets.
Ooh,
We got to be on other
trip.
planets.
You are a trip.
I mean, it would suck. Can you imagine if a competitor popped up on Mars?
So we do actually have Elon Musk come out here, Elon. We could make this collaboration happen right now. That's really amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Truly Spartan galaxies. So you want to bring this to what do you got in the near future? Where do you want to bring the Spartan race where it is not taking place yet?
Nordics. We got to blow out the Nordics. We got to go deeper in South America.
Mm-hmm.
We've got. I need some help if anybody's out there. I got to get to Israel, dude.
Israel.
I'm not even joking. Get me in Israel.
Okay.
First of all, I've never been.
You've never been?
I've never been. So you got to hook me
wow.
up. I
All
want my
right.
daughters in the army.
In the Israeli army?
Yeah, I want that set up. If
All
you
right.
can help me.
She's in it now?
No, I want them in.
Oh,
I
okay.
want them in. They're young. I mean, we got time.
Okay, I can make a phone call. Yeah, I can make. All right, fair enough. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. For those who are listening, let's help Joe bring the Spartan race to Israel.
Israel. Let's do it.
Let's make
Let's
it
do
happen.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
go, team.
Very on-brand place.
Oh yeah,
Very on brand.
This is so.
They
I mean,
would
so
love it.
on.
They would
Yeah,
love it.
this is
They
part
would
of their
love
life. I mean, this is what they do on a daily. You know.
And then what kind
the
of
bird?
food?
The bird is making things easy. It's making the Israelis lazy. You know the bird? It's like the It's the app you download and you find scooters wherever you want.
Oh, we
gotta
gotta get rid of it immediately.
Yeah, so they're just making everybody
rid of it
super lazy. Everybody's
immediately.
just jumping on it and scooting around. It's like so, there's certain little beichels, getting some stomachs over there. The falafel, the shwam. If you're not going in for a
Are
run,
they electric or gas?
no, they're all electric. It's
They're all electric.
Yeah.
We gotta go there and disconnect them all.
This is
We
it.
gotta
Spartan.
disconnect. It's like escalators. Escalators destroyed everybody.
That could be fun, by the way. That's your move. You should go around with Bird and put big locks on it with the Spartan logo on it.
Let's do that. That's the way.
Hey!
That's the way we're gonna
That's the
market in
move.
Israel. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I'll buy 1,000 locks.
Just lock them
and
up.
lock them all up.
And just put
Spartan.
the date. Yo,
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah. That's right. You finish the race, we'll unlock the scooter.
We'll unlock your scooter for you. I'm just saying, I have ideas sometimes. All right.
I like
So,
it.
Joe,
No, I
just
like
leave-
it. I like it.
Give me a call. Give me a call.
That's real guerrilla marketing.
I will. Yeah. I will. We're gonna put you out
Let's
there.
make that
We're
happen.
gonna bring it to Israel.
What kind of food would we have at the finish line in Israel?
Ooh, man. I mean, you're all about the raw vegetables. I mean, you gotta be basics. Is you got falafel, you got shawarma. You gotta treat them right.
What kind of salad? Like
falafel.
green salad?
No, greens. Israeli salad. Greens.
What's
What
in-
is
what's
a
in a-
green? You
what's-
go to Greece, you have a Greek salad. You go to Israel, you got Israeli salad.
What's in it?
You got some cucumbers, you got some tomatoes diced up, you got some olives, some olive oil, some pepper. You put it together. Yeah, you got to go.
I love it with hummus.
Some hummus. Yeah, the best hummus of your
Hummus
life.
and falafel.
That's all you need.
Perfect.
A little
Hey,
fun.
I'm getting hungry. Is there a good restaurant in the city here? I'm gonna go get.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic stuff. But there actually, there is some really great. Yeah, there's some really great spots I could tell you afterwards.
Text
for
me,
sure.
give me a good
I'll
spot.
let you know.
Yeah, I wanna
some
hit it
Middle
up.
Eastern, some
Yeah.
good Israeli stuff for sure.
What else?
No, I think that's all the good stuff. On an ending note, for those who are listening who just need that push, if they could just like put a certain voice, tune into this.
Follow me on Instagram. I don't know what's my Instagram. Real Joe DeSena.
Real Joe
Follow
DeSena.
me on Instagram. I will. I'll motivate you every day.
I saw that. I saw you picked up your game on social media. You've been
I picked up my
putting
game.
a lot of that.
I hired this guy John, your buddy.
Yeah.
And he's been making me do it.
John is
I
the man.
held out for like 8 years on it.
Why?
I was like, I'm not gonna do
Why
it.
not embrace the new tool of the world?
Because it's kind of like the scooter thing. I was like, I'm on a farm, carry rocks. I don't want to.
Right. Chop
But
wood. You did it. And are you happy that you did?
I mean, now it's a responsibility. I gotta come up with shit today. We gotta do it. Right.
Right. You got to show up.
Yeah, I gotta
You
show up. So it is what it is. So check me out there, and then my email is joe@spartan.com. What we should do for your audience is anybody that wants a free race who has not raced before, it's on me, but you got 1 week to commit from the time you put it out there, and then
Ooh.
so in
Say
other
it one more
words,
time. Break it down.
so you let's say this thing aired tomorrow.
Okay.
You tell your audience you got 1 week to commit to a Spartan race. They tell you, I'm in. You get their name and everything. You tell me, I'll give them a free race.
Wow.
You put together a list. Put together a little Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
I guarantee, how big is your audience? 50,000, 100,000?
Yeah,
whatever?
on Instagram, but yeah, more on YouTube will be 250,000.
Right?
Sure.
Okay. I guarantee you go out to all of them. It's free. I'd be shocked if you get more than 5 people.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all sleeping in late. They're all going to bed
Not
late.
my peeps.
They're on scooters.
Mayor K Nation right here, man. We're having a great day.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Have a great day, Mayor K.
I'll put money on it.
What?
Let's see how many people you get.
All right.
All right.
So, okay. So, everybody after 5, what's the deal?
Because when I did I don't remember who the guy was, the Greek guy, his Greek community.
The Iceman?
He got like 12.
Yeah, 12.
We got the Iceman. He got like 15.
Ooh.
So we'll see how your tribe compares with the other countries.
All right, let's
All
go,
right?
people. You're hearing it right now. Joe is giving out a free. Once we launch this, once you hear this, we're launching it. Reach out to me. You have 1 week from the launch date of this podcast when it goes live. So you have to look at the date
To commit.
To commit
To you, I commit to doing a Spartan race. Get me a free entry.
Bada boom.
Bada
All
boom.
right. And by doing so, also obviously you have to follow Joe, follow myself.
No, you'll collect them all and you send it to me.
I'll send it to you. Okay,
Yeah,
and it could be any race in the world.
Any race in the world.
Because my followers are throughout. I mean, our tribe is throughout the world.
No problem. Whatever.
Okay,
you
wow,
want.
you sound very, you sound confident. I'm not getting more than 5 here.
I'd be shocked.
Okay, well, I admire the confidence that you have, and you're, really, you already got one here. Jake, the camera guy right behind me, the videographer, is already committed.
I'll get him a free one, but he doesn't count towards your 5.
Woo! Deal.
By the way,
man.
now you insulted me again. You said I have too much confidence.
Too much. Oh gosh! Wow, do you feel insulted? No. Okay, great. Because it really comes out of love and admiration. And seriously, since
let's end with one last thing.
Okay, before you do that, because I want you to end. I want you to have the last word. I just want to give a shout out. Since John, our mutual friend who's rocking out your social media, told me about you. It's been great. It's been really great to be following
So
you.
now that's insult number 5. You didn't know who I was until John told you?
No, I did not know. You know what? I knew about Tough Mudder. I didn't know about Spartan Race.
You see this guy? Unbelievable.
On that note, by the way, how's that going?
I'm working on it.
All right.
I'm working on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, that's the only big name in the game, and it's really cool that you're actually planning to acquire them, right?
Yeah, working on it. We'll see. It's a little complicated.
All right. Well, may it go smoothly and work things out.
Last thing I wanted to say was, I don't dwell on any negative stuff. I just don't. I just literally just snap out of it.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. I don't even need to do the 30 burpees I recommend the audience do. I just boom. I'm on to something else.
Bam.
When I walked in the apartment here, I was dwelling a little bit on this CNBC thing I'm dealing with.
A little is 45 minutes, but yeah.
No.
Okay,
before I even got on the phone, I was like weighing up, like I was annoyed about it.
Right.
But then I fixed it.
Right, you took action.
I took action.
Right, usually when we're just sitting in it, we're not doing anything. Right, we're not taking action.
So you can't always take the kind of action I took, which was a phone call that helped solve it. So in that case, do your 30 burpees. Right? Knock it out
with a new mind.
Oh my God, my girlfriend broke up with me. We had a fight. What up? Do 30 burpees. I heard a terrible story. We'll end it on this. I don't want to end it on this. This is a terrible story. This is a terrible story. I don't want to end it on
this. And then maybe you'll end up with your 3 Gs.
My 3 Gs. Give me my 3 Gs.
Your 3 Gs are of grit, grind, and gratitude.
Oh, grit, grind, and gratitude. Oh, that's
story,
a question.
That's
all right,
yeah.
Terrible story. But I was talking to a guy the other day, and his son, our boys wrestle, and his son, his nephew wrestled, was state champ, and broke up with his girlfriend in college. Had
Before
too much.
the match or after the match?
After the match. Had too much to drink after they broke up. Too much to drink. Drove his car, crashed it, died.
Oh gosh.
And I thought about what you were saying about that marinating. Like there's an example, right, where 30 burpees would have been a much better outcome than drinking, drive. But you can't get, like, you and I were young and we did stupid stuff like that. We all do it.
Yeah.
And so stuff gets out of control. Simple. Here's a great one. You and I are flying a space shuttle. There's 100 dials in the dashboard. By accident, you hit one of the dials, and you only knocked it to the right a millimeter. It's no big deal, right? It's like staying up a little late tonight or having a Haagen-Dazs ice cream. It's no big deal. Just a millimeter to the right, one dial. There's 100 of them, except you and I end up on the wrong planet,
right? Because
of that. So seemingly insignificant decisions, these little things we do on a daily basis, going and having that beer because he broke up with his girlfriend, drives, crashes the car, like. That's why I try to anticipate and try. Like, It might sound boring. It might sound like I'm a crazy person, but
yeah, sure. I'm actually reading right now. I'm actually audibling right now. The Atomic Habits by I forgot his name.
I know the book.
Yeah, but Atomic Habits. Shout out to the author. It's really great, and it's just all about just like I know I get fixated on the big, massive changes,
tiny little things
details
all day long.
Just accumulating.
Make my bed.
Yeah.
Drink my water.
Right.
Do my burpees.
Yeah. I will be committing that I will be doing burpees
Do
tonight.
30 a day for 30 days. Get your whole audience 30 a day for 30 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And have them post or whatever that they
Yeah.
did it.
Cool. Awesome. Is there a hashtag that you go by? Is there,
Come up with something, John.
All right.
Hashtag 30
for 30.
burpees, 30 days.
It's a long one. 30 for 30. Joe,
Man, that was a lot of fun.
that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate
I'm
you.
so glad I was able to interview you.
Yeah.